Welcome to the show. A very special Shana Tova to everyone who is celebrating the new year today. But even that could not keep us away from the show today. And good thing, because so much happened over the weekend. To start with, Donald Trump has cracked over the weekend, tweeting about the same craziness about impeachment, including a ridiculous Fox News segment, nearly 20 times alone there, close to 100 tweets in total. I don't even know the exact number, and starting to suggest that his own impeachment could lead to an American civil war. We're going to get to all of the elements of this. Donald Trump tweeting endlessly, a Fox News segment that reeked of desperation. I am coining the term Agit-Trash today, because the term agitprop is not quite accurate. It's a little too Soviet in its connotations to describe what it is that Fox News has been displaying in defense of Donald Trump against impeachment. So I'm calling what Fox is producing and Trump is tweeting out, better named Agit-Trash. Let's try to get that one into Urban Dictionary. Trump also threatening civil war if he is impeached, truly losing it. So let's look at this extraordinarily childish, embarrassing, deluded behavior of what is ultimately a panicked and terrified man. That's what we have today in Donald Trump. Look at this nonstop barrage of failed attempts at using the English language by Donald Trump, including nearly a dozen tweets this morning, 3 tweets this morning about Adam Schiff that make no sense and are just the normal types of attacks we would see normally from internet trolls, but this is the president of the United States. Earlier, with another 3-tweet storm about China, quoting known Trump sycophantic brown-noser Maria Bartiromo, who I've spoken about before, and of course, raising the term witch hunt. That puts us up to 6 tweets. Then he starts tweeting anyone who will defend him. He will just retweet them anywhere. That'll get you retweeted by Donald Trump. One interview with Republican Kevin McCarthy, who defended Trump. Another, of course, with the completely unhinged and outrageous Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who has become one of Trump's prominent defenders. Another of Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump retweeting that. Another TV segment from Lou Dobbs on Fox Business. We're now up to 10 tweets, and this is just the last 9 hours. And this is all nothing compared to what else happened on Twitter with Trump. Then we go to late last night, and this is when Trump really was getting himself wound up. We're going sort of in reverse chronological order in groups here. Now, with these, I'm not going to read every tweet because it's too insane and it's just too much. Trump attacking Nancy Pelosi, talking about impeachment, quoting Fox News and the radical left, and talking about Hillary Clinton and going after the whistleblower. These are the endless, unending tweets of an unwell man. And we are now up to 21 tweets about this in the prior 12 hours, 21 tweets. And then Trump goes on to the Fox News Agit-Trash. There was a completely loony segment, and I encourage you to watch it. It's like close to 10 minutes long. And it featured this whacked out right winger, Mark Levin, I think it was Sean Hannity who started calling him the Great One, and it's like a completely meaningless nickname. And of course, Mark Levin defended Trump and said this is all an unconstitutional attempt to remove Donald Trump from power by a means other than an election. Trump tweeted that segment endless times, hilariously sandwiched with a Rosh Hashanah greeting in the middle. Not counting that, we're up to 24 tweets in the last slightly more than 12 hours related to Donald Trump's impeachment. And then, I'm not going to get into this in detail, retweeting endless, just random people who went on Twitter and said Mark Levin crushed it on Fox News. I'm not going to read each one, but these are just random Trump sycophants who agree with a clueless Fox News Agit-Trash clown about how great and innocent Donald Trump is. About 30 tweets of that, just random people who Donald Trump is retweeting, more than a dozen others. We're talking about, between the tweets and the retweets and the Agit-Trash tweets, I think we're talking about 100 or so tweets here in total, dating back to the beginning of the weekend. Trump just retweeting anybody who's willing to defend him on Fox News and retweeting Twitter randos who are saying good things about him. And then the cherry on top, the specific threat of a civil war, going back to one of Donald Trump's tweets and retweets, quoting Pastor Robert Jeffress or Jeffress. He's a radical extremist himself, who we've spoken about before, saying, quote, "If the Democrats are successful in removing the president from office, which they will never be, it will cause a civil war-like fracture in this nation from which our country will never heal." That's Donald Trump quoting Pastor Robert Jeffress via Fox News on Twitter. This is not the behavior of a well person. This is not the behavior of an innocent person. This is not the behavior of someone who has no interest in interfering or tampering with witnesses in what is now an increasingly popular impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump, which I will talk about next. The only real debate, I mean, listen, when I look at this, nearly 100 tweets over the weekend, President of the United States, I don't debate, wow, does Donald Trump act like an innocent or guilty person? The ship has sailed on that debate. I don't ask myself, is Trump coherently using the English language to communicate things of meaning, or is he not? The guy is completely incoherent. That's not a debate in my mind. The only real question I have is the logical next place for Trump to be removed from office and put in prison, or to be removed from office and put in a mental institution? And I don't mean that satirically. I don't mean it to be in any way demeaning or stigmatizing or making fun of actual mental illness. And I know a lot of people get mad and they say, David, you know, you're sort of insulting mentally ill people when you say Trump may be mentally ill. He's just a terrible person. I don't know the answer. This is not this is not a well person. That's what I can tell you. The other remaining questions are increasingly being answered by these erratic and nonstop tweets. And the only question I have is, where is the logical next resting ground for Donald Trump?